Right. Still solving our triangles, so we've got 3 new rules. Namely the synonym, cos rule, and the area rule. Now, what are the sin and cos rules for? For finding angles and sides, depending on what's been given. Sin rule, what do you need? Pairs. Full pair and a half a pair, then you can make up the unknown value. If there's no pairs,
Use the
cos
cos.
rule. And it can either be 2 sides and the included angle, or it can be 3 sides. Then you use the same cos rule, you must just apply it a little bit differently.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the area rule about? When will you work out the area?
When asked for the
When I
area.
ask you for it. You don't just work out the area unless I ask you for it. Okay, so the question is asked, what is the area? What do you need for the area? Remember the rule says area of triangle TUV, or just area, would be half AB sin C. What does that mean? Because remember, this is not ABC, but what does it mean? If I have A, B, C, small b, and small a, and C. If those are the 3 things that I need, small a, small b, and big C, then I need 2 sides. Does it make sense? So in this case, can I find the 2 sides included angle? Oopsie. No, I only have 2
One
angles
side.
and a side. How am I going to do this? You need another side. And what about the angles? Well, we'll sort it out. But the first thing that you can find is, do you need it? No, you don't. But I'm just saying. But that's still not enough. I need 2 sides. So above all, I have to first find another side. So hopefully my first line of defense, the sin rule will work, is it?
Yes.
Yes. To find a side, which side?
That's
T. Okay, we're going off track, but okay, it's fine. To find any side, it doesn't matter. You can put the side over its partner that's half, and there's a full partner. But please, can somebody help you not be so ignorant? 7. How do you know it's 7? It's an equilateral triangle, so all of the sides should be 7. Are you going to get 7 if you do this in rule? Yes, and you're going to say, oh, I didn't see that. And you've missed like 4 minutes or whatever. Are you with me? Is that acceptable? You didn't have to show me anything? 100%? So that if I do the area rule, it will be 2 sides, and the sin of the included angle. Which 2 sides? Well, it's going to be 7 and 7. And the included angle is going to be 60. I could ask you this question by saying without a calculator. How come? How come I can say without a calculator? Because it's a special angle. If it's 45 or 50 or 60 or 90 or whatever, I can do it without a calculator. Are you going to do it without a calculator? No. You're going to, in any case, use the calculator. If I specifically said, no calculator, you need to show me that sin 30 is. Are you with me? You need to punch it into the calculator. Are you with me? They didn't say that. I'm adding my own thing to the sum. If I did say it, can you just give me the answer? No, because then I'm saying no calculator, and I know you use the calculator. And then your answer for this would have been, and now you can give me the answer. Because it's not about timing and dividing, it's about special angles. What is the answer, please?
1.22 units squared.
Okay, and it wasn't millimeters or whatever, so I can say unit square. Do you have to have that? No, you can just leave it as 21.22, that's fine. Alright? Can you leave it in root form? If you really want to not use a calculator and have the answer as 49 root 3 over 4, I think is the answer. Can you leave it that way? Yes. Okay? Question said, if necessary, round off. If I can leave it in root form, it's fine. If they say, I want the answer to 2 decimals, you have to leave the answer to 2 decimals. Funky question? No. Just for the reason that all the angles became 60, so you've got equilateral triangles. You don't need to work out the sides that you needed. You just could say that it's all 7. Next one. Find the area. We've established to find the area you need 2 sides and the included angle. Oops, problem. I have no angle. If all of the sides were equal, all of the angles were
equal.
60, but it's not. So you have to work out a angle. Sin rule.
Cos rule.
Has to be the cos rule because there's no pairs. Are you with me with your thought process? I'm
Yes,
going through. So which angle?
Anyone.
It doesn't really matter. No, I'm telling you now. Please always work out the biggest one. Just remember with ambiguous in the background. Always work out the bigger one because if the bigger one is obtuse, that's the only one that can be obtuse. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Normally it doesn't really matter, but I'm telling you if you have to work out an angle, rather work out the
Bigger
three
angle.
sides are given, work out the largest angle first, just in case it's obtuse. So you find that one. Normally it doesn't make a difference. Okay. Which one would be the largest angle though?
Z.
X.
That X.
Ah.
That would be the largest angle. How come?
Because the side.
Because the side that subtends it, remember that word from geometry? The side that subtends it is longer, so it'll be across from the biggest angle. Which would be the smallest angle?
Z.
Z, because it's opposite the shorter side. Makes sense, right? Okay, now let's go do our, which rule? Cos rule. Have you got it? Do you know it yet off by heart?
Yes.
Okay? And it means something. Two sides and an included angle. Oops, no, I'm trying to find the angle, and the angle's name is X this time, because they never gave me a name there, so I'm calling it X. So it's important that this side should be across from that angle. That's why it's called small a and big A, or small x and small and large x. So this should be 90. The other two, doesn't matter where they go. If you write 9 first and 16 second, or swap it around, doesn't matter. Minus 2 times 9 and 16 times. And then you've just got to be careful with this one, solving for cos x. Just be careful. First we say 19 squared, minus 9 squared, minus 16 squared, and the answer is?
24.
Okay, thank you. And then on this side, I'll first time all of this out. I don't know what that answer is, please. Negative 2 times 9 times 16.
Negative 288.
Alright, so I'm timing all of that. Please be careful. You cannot add all of them together, because then you're doing order of operations wrong. Multiplication first, then adding. So to get it away, the adding's got to go, and then you've got to divide, not add it to the adding stuff. Okay, if there's a mistake, often that's the mistake. So to find your angle, you first got to find the ratio. I'm writing it there because I'm not using my calculator, but the calculator would have simplified that, because it's both even numbers. Are you seeing what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you don't have to simplify, I'm seeing what you're doing. But then you've got to go and find your angle. Oh, sorry, thank you, X. Thank you. You've got to go find your angle, X. How do you do that?
Shift.
Shift cos. What's going to happen with cos?
It's gonna be 2
It's going to be
In the second quadrant.
second quadrant.
So 108.
Cos is negative in the
Second.
second and third, but we're ignoring that because we're inside of a triangle which cannot have angles larger than 180. So that's definitely going to be the second quadrant. How do we do that? We always say first, reference angle. And the reference angle is?
94.78.
The answer is 94. Give me the reference angle first, please. The answer was 94, comma?
78.
Okay, now guys, if you went directly from there to there, I would have had to give you the full marks, because it's correct for the sum. I want you to always keep the whole keys process in mind for when we're doing keys. Whenever you've got to go from ratio to angle, you've always got to keep the keys process in mind. Then you are saying, okay, but it's not like that for this sum, because I have some limitations. For this sum, if you had said shift cos, it would have given you immediate the answer. But if it was a sum that had to be in the third quadrant, then what do you do with 94 to get the third quadrant? That's why you need the reference angle, which is?
85,218.
Okay, so it will be 22 and 85,22 subtracted from, for the second quadrant, your keys would have been 90. Well, I'm saying it again. if you said shift codes of that negative, you would have gotten the answer. But do we do it of the negative when we're doing the case so it can be complete? Otherwise, you only have one answer, and then what about the other one? You get your reference angle, which isn't even an answer in the first quadrant. You get it to the second quadrant by saying 180 minus. You get to the third quadrant by saying 180 plus. Why don't we do it here? Because we're working out angles in a triangle which cannot be larger than 180. So third and fourth quadrant doesn't apply when we're working in a triangle, working out the angles. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Am I finished with the sum?
No.
Nope. I still have to
Find the area.
find the area. One step, well, not one step, one thing more to do. How do I find area?
Half.
Half A, B, and C. Does it bother you that there's A, B, C, but you're actually busy in X, Y, Z? It shouldn't bother you. I'm trying to teach you something. When you write half A, B, C, you must know two sides included angle. The moment that you write it, it must make that connection. So which are the two sides of the included angle now that I know it's 94.78?
9
So 9 and the 16. So we've got half times 9 and 16, the two sides. Included in between them is 94.78.
8.
And now remember, because of the fact that it's an obtuse angle, this would have been the only correct way of doing it. If you had done it with sin rule, most probably you would have gotten an obtuse, an ambiguous case, which you had to go and apply then. Are you with me? Always when you've got three sides and you've got to go get an angle, find the largest because it might be obtuse, in which case this was. So in my sum, answer please. 7.
7, 6.
Yeah.
7, 1,76.
71.76, and again it's square units, eh? And if I want to write it this time, like that, can we get confirmation?
Yes,
Alright. So please remember, if you had not rounded this off, this might have been a little bit different because of the rounding, which is more accurate, not rounding anywhere. But when we work out an angle or a side, we do round off. So yes, we are accurate, but in these cases, when you've got to work out one side, another angle, every time you are going to round off. Okay, let's go to the next question. Right, your last question said something else. It looks like I got too little information on the sketch. It just says X and 8 for a unit for the side, and there's one angle. I can't work with one angle and one side, but I'm not reading. There's something else that's been given, namely the area. So just like always, whenever I give you a formula, like sin rule, if I ask you for B, I have to give you those 3. So the same thing with the area rule. If I'm working with the area rule and I give you two sides and the included angle, then I can work out the area. But if I give you the area and I don't give you both of those, I give you one less, one thing is missing, then you can work it out. Let's have a look at the area rule. What does the area rule say?
A half A.
So half A, B, and C means I've got to have two sides and the included angle, but this time I have the answer. So if any one of the 1, 2, 3 things that are working together is unknown, I can work it out. What do I have?
One side.
I have one side. Oh, it doesn't work, guys. But what does work? This angle that I have and this side that I have together with area has to work. But I won't be able to work out X. I'm going to work out UW. There's my angle, there's my side, it has to be this side. But man, that's not the question. But tough luck, that's all you can do. Once you have it, you can get to X. Are you with me?
Yes.
Sometimes you have to go a little bit further, but that's all that you have. So you've got not two sides, you've got one side. So you're going to work out UW, and whether you place it first or second doesn't matter, and the 8 for the other one, and sin of 55. Are you getting the whole idea of this particular question? It's when I've got an equation. So the formula's answer is given. I've got an equation. Then one of them can be unknown. It was tricky because it wasn't the x that I was looking for. But that doesn't matter. I'm going to have to work out w, and then once I've got that, I can work out
X.
x. All right. So in this case, how would I find uw? Can I just give you the answer? Yeah, you can. How? So it'll be that number divide by. Okay, you can do that. I hear what you said. I can divide by a half, or I can time by two, same thing. And I must divide by 8
And it divides.
and divide by sin 55. Can I do that all together? Yes, you're allowed to. One shot. So that 28,98. And now I'm going to do it the other way around. Divide by sin 55, is that okay? And the whole answer equals divide by 8. And the whole answer divide by a half or times by 2. Do the same thing. What's my answer, please?
8.84 centimeters.
Alright, so please remember your middle name is alternative. So there's lots of ways to put this in a calculator. And if you want to time it all first, get an answer, then show me the division, it's fine. Just don't round off too much because you can get inaccurate then. Okay, so that's my answer for UW and I'm finished. No, I'm not finished. I still got to go get X. Now that I do have 8,84, can I now find X using the sin rule? Oh, please let it be the sin rule. It's not. You've got to use the cos rule. Can you make it the sin rule? Yes, you can, but then you're going to have to work harder. Because if you wanted to use the sin rule, you've got to go work out this angle first. That's also, oh no. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Sin rule, please don't be sin rule. I'm sorry, it's not. So you've got to go for the cos rule. And the cos rule here would be to find your a squared. Find your cos rule. Finding the side, which is x this time. You've got to take the other two sides, which are 8, and 8,84 square. Now, guys, you know how it works. If that was wrong, then I have to follow up with your incorrect answer here. Minus 2 times 8 times 8,84, and then times with cos of the included angle, which was 55. Okay? Then we normally write the x square, although I don't have lots of space here. X square first, and then we write the answer for x. So you fill it in just as is. Type, 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 and get your answer for x square is
26.28.
to 8. Don't round off. Is it to 8 rounded off?
Yes, it is rounded.
Okay, so don't round off. Whatever it was, don't round off. And then the answer for x would be square root that. And actually, mathematically, we should say plus or minus, but we don't because x is the length of a side. So x is equal to
5.14 centimeters.
1/4. Just for a moment, you might have thought the answer was 26. How can this be 26? If this was 55, 8, 8, it just feels too long. Just look at your logic all the time. Okay? It's too long for me to be logical. Alright, not too much of a logic here, but maybe sometime it will be. So that will be 5,1,6. Now I've answered the question. I gave you the area. You had in your area formula, you had one unknown, one known, one known. So there's the variable that I'm searching for solving my equation. Once I have that, I have no other rule to use but the cos rule. Now I have two sides in the included angle, and then I can work out my x. So this person forced the kids to do the cos rule, so I wanted to test the cos rule. Okay, questions? Right? Happy on that one?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the one I want you to go complete at home, but I'm going to help you. This question says, go find the area of ABCD. Ma'am, are we starting to work now with what is that thing?
Quadrilateral.
It's a quadrilateral. It's a quadrilateral. You cannot say it's a trapezium. or it's a cunt or whatever, there's no indication. All of those signs are in any case not the same length, so nothing to be said. And does the A look kind of like maybe 90? Remember, looks can be deceiving. If I don't say A is 90, it's not 90. You don't assume anything. Read the question. It might say that AB is perpendicular to AB, then you can take it as a given that it's 90 degrees. But you don't assume anything. Alright, so if I want the area of this quadrilateral, how would you get it? Okay, I'm seeing a few guys that have the lights on there. You're not going to do the quadrilateral, you're going to split it into two triangles. And did you know that that's the most obvious way if you've got a funky room in your house or some patio or whatever that you want to tile or what, and you want to know areas? Split it into triangles. Because any sort of funky shaped fish thing can be split into triangles. And then you work out the triangle areas and add them together. Okay, that's why you must have heard about this in primary school when you were doing technology, I think. That the strongest shapes and figures are formed by having triangles in them.
Yeah.
That's why roofs are also done in triangles, because they are stronger. Okay, but that's beside the point. If you want to work out this area, we're going to split it into two triangles. Any two triangles?
No.
Where would you want your construction line to be?
AC.
Why not BD?
Because of the angles on the
So then you're saying, thank you for the 120, but I don't like it. Are you with me?
Yes.
They're giving me something, please appreciate it. So if they're giving you 120, please don't go cut through it, because it's not 60-60 when you cut through it. So you've got to go AC, and then you should be able to do the sum. Are you with me? That's all I wanted to say about it. Because to find the area of this triangle, can you?
everything.
Yeah? How come?
Yes.
Two sides include the angle. This one, oh, you know what? Now there's a problem again. Because I only have two sides. So you need something more.
But then
All I have is two sides. How can you do Pythagoras? No 90 degree. You need an angle. You need two sides and included angle. But I don't have it. So how am I going to get an angle? You've got to work with something you have. Work out which side you're saying the connecting side. Usually when we want to use something here to get to there, you do it by using the connector. Maybe there was a parallel lines and I could have used angles like that. Be on the lookout for it. Maybe this wasn't a circle and it could be a semicircle or cyclic quad, something that you can get connectors with. Be on the lookout for that because we can combine it. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
So definitely I'm going to have to work out this, but still I can't work out the area if I've got three sides. But I need two sides and the included angle. But once I've got three sides, it's like a previous sum. You can get the area by using the cardinal to find an angle. Then only can you work out the area. So you're going to have three sums here. Straightforward to work out this area. But here you'll have to work out this side first in this triangle. Then work out an angle, which one? Usually the largest one. Once you got it, area. Just that one for tomorrow.
Thank you.